I did write it all down at one point when I was doing a diary, which I wrote, Dr. Mitchell asked me to do, and I wrote down everything I did each day and my feelings. And I tried to go out or do something which was constructive each day. I mean, if I only went into town and just sat there, if I didn't need anything, just sat and watched the people go by, it was an achievement. Just to walk up the village was an achievement.
Do you think that pays off, that strategy?
That diary is really, really good, because if you make it and you look at it and you look back over it, you can see things where you did something which made you feel better. I mean, while I was on the chemo, I was in the Osborne building and I went outside onto the balcony and I heard the Tigers playing. I heard the roar of the crowd and I said to myself, I've got to see that. It was just such an atmosphere. I had to see that before I died, hence the Tigers shirt. I went, I saw it, it was well worth it, and that started my recovery really. Not from being frightened, but my recovery of doing things I wanted to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Were you previously a fan of the
No,
Tigers?
I didn't like rugby, I didn't like football. I was just an equestrian fan. And I went, I hadn't got a clue. I don't even know how many there were in the team. I don't know a thing about it. But I went, and as soon as I got through the gates, the atmosphere just builded up in me. I can't describe it. I mean, even now if we go to a match, I can't describe how I feel. It's such an elation. I don't know why or anything about it, but it's just something that made me feel better.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can say, is going to that match, that first one I went to, made me feel better. And I still feel good now. If I feel down, John will say, shall we go to a match? And I'll say, yeah. And if it's a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, a month hence that I want to go, I still feel that same elation going. So in a lot of ways, that helped me recover to the degree I'm recovered now.
And that's great. I mean, you get that sense of participation, don't you, going along, and the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Being part of it.
I can't, yeah. It's strange, you know.
As well as it being an event that you can go to on more than one occasion.
Yeah. And I've seen, each time I've gone, I've tried to go when they're playing a different team. I mean, the last one I went to, they were playing the All Black Maoris. So I've seen the haka now as well. This is just something that I can do, because we haven't got money to do lots of things and expensive things, but if I can only do it a few times a season, it means so much to me.